Bitcoin just bounced off of a very critical price point as Nvidia continues to regain and stabilize after yesterday's mass sell-off. We have a shocking XRP and ONDO partnership announced. What the hell is going on with this? And I YOLO'd into an AI project this morning.
Ooh.
I might die.
Ooh.
All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. Welcome all to the show. Isaac.
Yes, sir.
You have new powers been given by executive order?
Indeed.
What are they?
I have a ban button now. So be careful. If you're unhinged, there will be something popping up in your face.
This shit is going to be lit. Welcome to the show, everyone. We might have, you know what? If Kelly doesn't bring pizza, I might die.
Yeah.
I might die.
And I might punch him.
We got MV Pete, Jay Mizzle, Steve Crypto, Brian Wild, Crypto Rich, Nicole, Papa Guth, and Robert Cosin, Truck Dano, Alden, Nick Dunn. What up, my brother, Nick Dunn? Peyton Tradfi, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, a mod that's been helping me after the show. I think I can see the difference. When you guys go in there and help me ban all these scammers that come after the show, it makes a big difference. Thumbnail Investor, sufficient enough. All the homies. Now, I'm going to do something real quick, okay? I'm back on my shit. Doing the thing. I'm going to stir this with my dino tail, Mr. Man from Toy Story. Have you ever seen Toy Story?
Have I seen Toy Story? Of course I've seen Toy Story.
I never know with you.
Yeah, that's true.
I never know
but
with you.
Of course I watched Toy Story.
Good. We got a lot of projects to cover. Reminder to Isaac from Bruce Creed. Reminder, Isaac, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So,
do you want to get banned?
It's going to be huge. DAG and Panasonic, we got that story. We got some, you know what? And when the hell is, we're in on this DAG token at like a $200 or $300 million market cap. That token, DAG, is going to go bananas should we see a listing. And there is some whispers about a listing on one of the biggest exchanges out there here in America. And welcome in to all the basement dwellers. You guys can't see, but there's like a cloud of mist that just came out from what I just put into this. Ooh. Wow, this is going to be a
show.
This is going to be a show. So when BJ's sighting, I actually talked to BJ, I think it was like yesterday or the day before. He's headed to some music conference and then planning to be on the show after that. So
is he actually coming down?
I don't know if he's going to come down. He wants to call in because he's in Atlanta, you know, and that was always his gripe. Like, people don't understand how far BJ drove every morning to get to work. It was like 2 or 2.5 hours one way, right? Because he's in the center of Atlanta, actually kind of the east side of Atlanta. So he's got quite a ways to drive. But yeah, I talked to BJ about that. Told him the people that got they're up in arms about him ignoring his friends here in the basement. So yes, that's a great reminder there, Laserface. Now, we got a lot of stuff to cover, but make sure you are following me on Twitter at DruthCrypto. Also, I think we're moving pretty good here. These shorts you're putting out?
Yeah, they're going. We're moving quick
we're cooking,
now. Our
baby.
numbers are quicker.
Almost 71K already.
I know.
Look at this. So that 100K plaque will be here in no time, tomorrow, I'm assuming here. And that's going to be a big day. 100,000 viewers. Get this bad boy going here. You get the wide shot of this.
Of course, I have to get the wide shot.
You know what I do. I did some benching yesterday. I took like a few weeks off and drank beer.
Sounds about right.
And ate hamburgers.
And day traded.
Like because I am health. And I didn't sleep. Right? Because I am health. Now, all right. We got a lot of stories. You know, yesterday we were all excited about that app. And Aptos is still looking like it's cooked into a degree on RWAs, but they deleted all of that data. Did RWA XYZ ever get back to you on your question today?
I actually didn't check. So after this show, I'm going to check if they actually got back to me.
Yeah. Why don't you crypto nerds get a space heater? We have a space heater, but I also like the sweatshirt and the beanie. And this is kind of like my winter vibe. In the summer, it's the cowboy hat and my Bitcoin shirt. In the winter, the beanie and the sweaty. So now, make sure you are following my boy. You know, Isaac, I think you need to tell people what you've been doing online here.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you need to tell them.
So while you do that, basically, most of you know that I have an AI bot that automated by Top Hat One. That's the company I go through here. And basically, I have an AI bot that does all my replies for me. So when I'm asleep and you use it, you pay the bot with Solana and it gives you credits and all that stuff. But anyways, the bot does all my replies for me. So I don't have to reply to pretty much anybody. I mean, I still do. Most of you see that I actually have human replies, but my AI bot has been tweeting back and forth with AI XBT.
You literally, this is like Elon Musk's dream, like you said. It's
exactly. This is
arguing AI bots on his platform now.
It's not even that. We were like agreeing on the exact same terms,
yeah,
but through AI. This is what Elon Musk envisioned for X in the future.
Veteran Crypto, fully aware of your creepy AI bot.
Well, sucks to suck. It's not going away.
All right, so let's check out the markets here. And our bags are still there, folks. $102,800 on Bitcoin's price right now. Ethereum still sucks at $3,100. And XRP, one of the biggest gainers today, XRP, it might be in light of, I did see that the SEC pulled down their data about the lawsuit against XRP, which is great. Honestly, for the rest of the utility tokens and the ISO narrative tokens, this is crime season.
It is.
So XRP at $3.20. Solana, 236, got some work to do. It was just at 270. What happened?
I don't know, but as long as it's above $200, I'm a happy human being.
That's true. And it was scary for people when it fell below, right?
Indeed.
Solana had a moment there. It was below. It was like 180 for just a moment's time here. Let's take a look at Salami on the larger time frames here. We haven't looked at this. Yeah, so it bounced really nicely off of this kind of midterm high. You do see a slight proving point a couple times where it tried to prove 230 was its support, but it ended up finding that more so down here at about the $200 flat level. It's kind of funny how coin market cap doesn't show you the exact wicks, right?
Yeah.
It only gives you what it closed at is essentially what it does. So on the daily, yes, we actually went down to $170 on Salami, which was kind of in the depth of this zone here, but it bounced really aggressively off of it all missions ago, and that looks like a butt cheek pattern. You know, that's the W butt cheek pattern right there. So looking good on Solana. And honestly, the David Sachs appointment is going to give nitrous fuel to Solana, the ecosystem of Solana, and the AI sector. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we have kind of a dual-headed hydra going on right now. We have RWA is going to gigapump off of the Paul Atkins approval. Holy God, Kelly Kellum with the sauce. Oh my God, that's Jets Pizza, folks. That is Jets Pizza. But we have a beautiful season because Paul Atkins is going to be appointed to the SEC as the chair. And also David Sachs is going to be appointed as the crypto and AI czar. This is going to be pretty crazy of a season for both of these sectors. Hence why I felt a little underexposed about the near swap out yesterday in terms of AI. So I found that VVV token. It's a new token, but I was reading some pretty scary stuff about VVV before we went live today.
Yeah.
So I have a bag of it. Oh my God, you gentlemen and you scholar. Look at that pizza. Look at this pizza. Do we I think there might be a pizza button on the look in the VMix, man, because this, oh my God, you got the Parmesan going for me too. Holy cow. Jets Pizza on Saturday, fire AF. This is some good.
That's all you get.
That's all you get. I mean, it works. You know, it works. You know what you do, Isaac?
What?
You press the one button on the input, and then you press the one button in the center line between the preview and the.
Makes sense.
That's big brain shit right there. You know what I mean? Wow. So I've got a pizza, and this is huge. I got the VVV token, though, because I want to get positioned for more. I talked about this a little bit on the show yesterday, but in March of 2024, we saw that great AI adjacent pump. I'm calling it the AI adjacent pump because they're not actual AI projects that, like Near went from $2 to $20. And it was great, right? It was really great. Those were AI adjacent projects. Those were not direct AI based projects. And now we have this ecosystem of true AI agents and AI utility projects that I think are going to be much stronger. Now, ASI is not a AI adjacent project. ASI is an AI focused project. Near, ICP, those are AI adjacent. So I'm just giving a little quick warning because things move quick in crypto and in technological advancements. Let's go to the AI section here. CoinMarketCap has this section. I'll show you. Because this is what a lot of the retail are doing out there. They hear AI is pumping. There's crypto AI. Where can I find it? So they go here and they click AI. And then the first one that's listed is Near Protocol. Then ICP. Both of these are simply AI adjacent. Now, Bitensor is AI focused.
Well, I will say,
yeah,
DeepSeek apparently has about 400 billion parameters in their LLM. AI thing that they're rolling out has 1.4 trillion.
I mean, that's great, but is it built and focused? Like, where's all the AI hype for Near, right? You don't see it. That's where I got worried about it. It's like you see all the AI agents sucking the air out of the room. And, you know, the ones under this, you know, Near ICP are the first and foremost, but then Bitensor is focused on it. Render is focused on AI. Filecoin is more focused on like data, but it's kind of front ran and stayed within that conversation. So it's not even that bad. And ASI. So, you know, I'm not too worried about the things under Near and ICP in terms of keeping the limelight, but the fact of the matter is that we have very focused use case of AI being realized now. So just keeping that in mind, made some moves. Where can you get VVV? I actually saw it is listed on Coinbase now. VVV, yeah. VVV made it to Coinbase pretty quickly. So let's get to all these stories here, though. Where's the liquidity live in case I want to YOLO into a long while I'm live and then never sleep? Let's see here. Go to the 12-hour because I'm a psychopath. Fine. And this, I've been chasing this all day. 101.6. I'll be all right. You know, I really kind of want to be careful if it does start breaking down into here. There is quite a bit eat up, and it's more than likely it's closer to this top end here. Next spot at 103.2 and 104.1. There's a lot of people shorting. Even Crypto Face was like, he got out of a scalp long.
Yeah.
And then he said, time to dump. But the price is not dump.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit of a liquidity washout, as bullish as want to be. Just talked about this on the BitLab show. We get a little bit of a liquidity washout between now and tomorrow afternoon because of the FOMC. You know, we could get, you know, no rate cut. It's like, oh, market dumps. But then they have this super positive tone because even Trump said, and Trump doesn't make the decision, but Trump said, we need rate cuts now. So they might pause, you know, continue a pause, but then say, okay, we're not, because there was speculation there might only be two, maybe one rate cut. They're like, well, we're going to do 4 rate cuts. Markets pop, but volatility central right
now. Yeah. You're really, you're making me full of joy and craziness right now because this pizza is so good. I just had a slice of this pizza. If you guys have not had Jet's Pizza before,
it's straight crack sauce.
It is straight crack cocaine.
Yes, sir.
Now, moving on, this guy Matteo Pellegrini gave the keys to his wallets to Grok, ChatGPT, and DeepSeek to see which of these chat AI systems is going to steal his crypto first.
Interesting.
So he's given the keys to the castle to these things, but he also gave them to Perplexity and Gemini. So this is kind of a field study on which one of these AI systems is going to be a scammer first. I wouldn't be surprised if none of them do it.
Yeah, me too.
Wouldn't that be kind of interesting to see, right?
What if you came back and you had like 7 Bitcoin because it's like, oh, this guy probably wants more of this, and it goes out and like master trades it.
That would be incredible, right? Potential too, right? This is you know, we're just testing out AI. He's given the keys to his wallets to these AI systems. I'm going to be following Matteo to see what the results of this are. But good on him for risking it for the biscuit, getting the data for us. Now, Jim Cramer scaring the shit out of me, folks. This might be backwards land. Let's have a listen.
MicroStrategy. Okay, look, I say if you want to own Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. You should own Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a great thing to add, to have in your portfolio, but not MicroStrategy. Just own the Bitcoin. That's enough.
So was this the part of the cycle where Jim Cramer starts being right just to throw people off?
Possibly.
Well, he might, only because it's not Cramer's call. Because we're at a spot where we're like historically low liquidity, like in terms of available supply to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people like my mom, but I don't know. I was told I really shouldn't get into Bitcoin right now because people like Michael Saylor are buying it all up, so there might not be enough. I'm like, don't you understand that's what supply and demand? I mean, if there's not enough, price go up.
Well, people are so used to Jim Cramer being like dead wrong. It might be a fun way for the masters of the trading universe to now tell him to say the accurate thing, people start disregarding what he's saying because he's got such a terrible history.
Yeah.
And then the market keeps moving
Well,
up.
he also might be co-opted by large financial institutions.
I think he is.
But now you have the largest financial institutions out there selling Bitcoin products. So maybe they're like, all right, yeah, actually.
No, maybe. Maybe it's a weird timeline. When I wake up in the morning and I agree with Jim Cramer,
Go back to sleep. You're probably dreaming.
yeah. Also, watch out, Kelly. Isaac has a ban button. It's gonna shock the world.
It's gonna
Shock the world.
explode.
Keep your eyes out for the first to get banned by this incredible new tool we have developed here at the Department of the Basement. Now, interestingly, Ben Cowan highlighting this 2017 correction took Bitcoin back down to the 2016 high. And if 2025 is like 2017, maybe it retests the previous 2024 high of around $74,000. Yeah, that would be a hell of a pullback. That would scare the shit out of the market, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. Where are we at in terms of Bitcoin? I'm looking around, I'm snooping around. Oh, we did just print that little green. See, these green dots that has been printing aren't as deep as I usually like trading on. I like to see that momentum move down to the white line.
You have an anchor wave and a trigger wave, though.
You do. And honestly, like, I wanted to honestly catch one off this fib. The fib's sitting right here at 101 right there. But then the more local fib is about 101.6K. But I got to be patient with it. But if we did see a pullback to this degree, that would scare the shit out of kind of newer traders or people that aren't used to this volatility. Bringing us back down. Whew, man. I mean, that's all the way back down to the kind of previous level of just above that previous level, right at about there. So honestly, if we did see this, I'm just going to talk about this out loud. I mean, obviously I'm still bullish, but if I did see this, I'd probably sell my dogs and some guns. This is where I would be grabbing anything and everything that is not bolted down or a child of mine or my wife, and I would be selling it to buy more Bitcoin, more crypto. Because you know what, there is a potential that this happens. Iran, a stinky link. I have enough Chainlink, but Chainlink would absolutely be tempting to do. Oh yeah, and they're asking about the shirts.
Yeah, I just dropped the hit merch link in the chat.
Dude, I love this. And I get to that zone where it's like, I'll find a sweat, like the Glock sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I'll wear it every day. I'll be just washing it as much as possible and just re-wearing the same thing. I'm the same thing, but you know what? My wife told me, because I'm just like my boy. I find a shirt and a pair of pants that I like, and that's it, right? For a while.
Indeed.
I took my boy to Dick's Sporting Goods and got him some really nice Nike sweatpants with like zipping pockets and everything. He's never going to change. So all I can do is wash it in between.
Hey, they say the smartest people wear the same thing every day. Like I'm just late.
Crypto Rich buying Link like a crackhead. Link is something that I feel like is completely undervalued. It stays undervalued. And even like people like Alex Becker are talking about it, how it's not sexy, but it's like this utility token that basically the entire ecosystem runs off of. It's not going to be sexy until it is sexy. And by the time it's sexy, it's too late to buy in for insane upside. So
the longer it stays undervalued and kind of boring like it is, I think it's going into a parabolic slingshot.
Me and you never talk about this, but our biggest holdings are Chainlink, right?
Biggest holding.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of people, I forget to bring up exactly like what my biggest holdings are. Chainlink is, I am a seasonal Bitcoin maximalist. But when we head into a bull market, that's where I unwind the Bitcoin and get overexposure to altcoins, right? Chainlink is my new Bitcoin, okay? And Chainlink is going to be my Bitcoin base holding for the remainder of 2025. Then I sell out all the asset value and then go back into Bitcoin, real estate, or guns, right? So that is how I treat my Chainlink bags. And, Chainlink is something that is one of the few projects I could say, that's going to be around in 2030, right? That's going to be around for a long term. So even if you are, planning to hold Chainlink for multiple cycles, that's one of the few that I can say, that's going to be around. You know what I mean? One of the other ones, Bitcoin, obviously. Jack Mallers, Bitcoin Maxi, declares war on XRP, though.
This is a hill I'm willing to die on. And so we're going to war. You come at the king, you best not miss. You best not miss. And so here we go. This is
Doesn't he look like a character on Star Wars or something?
He does.
Yeah.
This is you don't want to be like a die-hard Maxi about Bitcoin in 2025. I will tell you that, because altcoin holders are going to dance on your grave. Like, even XRP is probably going to double from where it's at right now. And Bitcoin probably going to double too, but the sea of altcoins that are going to 10x, 20x, you're going to be, berated by screenshots of gains and people outdoing your Bitcoin holdings on a statistical level. So being a Bitcoin maximalist in this season and being so, kind of hyperbolic about it, probably not going to be the best thing for your mental health over the next year. Now in 2026, 2027, it's going to be great. But just seasonally, we got to be
Jack's
cognizant.
point, I think, and I think I agree with it. If XRP is actually actively lobbying that we don't have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, they only want a broader digital asset, that's stupid. Let there be a strategic Bitcoin reserve and also lobby for a digital asset reserve.
Well, what's not being talked about is you have a strategic asset reserve, right? Not just a Bitcoin reserve, because I think we're going to get the Bitcoin reserve. That's pretty clear. A strategic asset reserve incentivizes these American-made crypto projects to the moon, right? Like, you're going to see speculation going on about these chosen altcoins that are produced out of the United States, that the United States prefers holding in a strategic reserve. And I think that begins essentially an avalanche of buys, which, I'm here for. It turns out, like, I've been accidentally buying mostly just American-made products anyways.
Hey, I doubled up on my Constellation DAG 2 days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
See, and I was talking right away at the beginning of the show, I was talking about Constellation DAG. I have a couple stories about them. We're gonna think about Constellation DAG. It's a couple $100 million market cap, and you know me, I'm always snooping around for the best plugged-in altcoins to buy in. Now this crazy story, plus-size female rapper files a lawsuit against Lyft for refusing her service due to her size. Tanky DeMoss, a Detroit-based rapper, claims the driver would not let her inside the car because the tires and the car couldn't handle the weight. She's now claiming this is discrimination. We got to read.
She should be reprimanded for being a sea-hunt.
Yeah, you told me about this. This is the best post. She should have took a ride with Forklift instead. Lyft's new subsidiary, according to Bill Mitchell. This is originally posted from Libs of TikTok. Now, when it comes to this, demanding service from a average consumer vehicle, when obviously there is something unaverage about the cargo that you're with, and this cargo in this case being this voluptuous creature,
humongous fatussy.
Now,
Yeah.
God damn it, Isaac. You got to ask the question, like, is it really discrimination?
No.
Right?
It's competitive victimization that's lingering from the last administration. Everybody's trying to say, I'm a victim. You need to do this for me. No, fuck you. We don't. Absolutely not. There's certain things that happen, when you put, it's not a thyroid issue. I have a thyroid issue. That's why I'm overweight. Well, no, you're 600 pounds because you have a thyroid issue and you don't exercise. And I'm so fucking over that nonsense. And I apologize for the language. I hope we get back to literal common sense. If you put yourself in a position to where, American Airlines and all U.S. airlines need to make all the seats bigger because I'm fat. No, you just need to buy 2 seats, and maybe that'll make you eat less.
Or like get your own plane or something. I don't know, like in the airplane thing. But pussy, I see, is totally genetics. Damn that fupa. Dion Gregg would love that, giving her a ride. Wow. Johnny, I'm still a great homies with Johnny. He's always dropping me some alpha here and there. He's heavy, and he's a DeFi researcher. He would tear that up. I'm telling you. Now, different strokes for different folks, but I really think that it's kind of chaotic to see this called discrimination. They're trying to liken it to racism or some sort of, person focusing. What you got?
No, I was just gonna say this is what happens when you normalize obesity and all that stuff. They start going after lift instead of going after the 800-pound chick who can't fit in the car.
And what about the food industry? Right? What about the food industry? Why aren't you talking about the food industry that's like poisoning people to death? I actually have something. We're going to sidetrack here.
I want to say something too, just so I don't sound like a complete asshole. I have no problem with anybody, whatever you are, shape, size, all your decisions are your decisions. But when you make something that is specific to you, that is so outside of the norm, and you think the entire world needs to cater and change their entire business practices, to accommodate you, that is the most self-centered nonsense ever. Yeah. Life is going to be difficult for you in certain ways. There's some things that are difficult for me. I'm 100% disabled U.S. military veteran. There's some things I can't do. I don't complain.
Yeah. Well, and on the flip side, these corporations are catering our food for us in a pretty specific way. Let's have a look at this video. Absolutely crazy. Sit on your edge of your seat for this one.
I'm about to be everybody's least favorite person right now. Oh, that's not much different than every other day. But bad news, Girl Scout cookie lovers. Bad news. 100% of the Girl Scout cookies tested for glyphosate and toxic metals. Aluminum, arsenic, lead, mercury, cadmium. The list goes on. I am devastated. And the peanut butter patties have the highest level of heavy metals. My favorite. Thin Mints had the highest level of glyphosate, and 24 out of the 25 samples of Girl Scout cookies tested positive for lead. There is no safe levels of lead. Not to mention that the Girl Scouts allow boys who think they're girls into Girl Scouts. So I won't be buying Girl Scout cookies for the first time ever this year.
So there it is. They're poisoning us through Girl Scout cookies. This is going to be a hard conversation to have with our wives, right? Our wives love Girl Scout cookies, and they are literally going through extra steps to make sure that you are poisoned through these damn things. Not to mention they're selling them through children. Like, what the hell is going on right now? This is why, the food lobby, and someone mentioned it, it's like one of the most powerful institutions on the planet. The food lobby, in my opinion, is designed to make you sick, put you into the medical industrial complex, and then keep you there until you are dead. Basically, it's like the Matrix when they see, how do all those people end up in the pod? It's not really a physical pod. It's a way of existence where they make it so that all the products around you are designed to kill you. And
doctors aren't incentivized to make you heal.
Right.
They get incentivized if they prescribe you more oxycodone and OxyContin and all this, this to that to this, rather than, you're actually hurting the bottom line if you actually provide some service that actually makes somebody healthy.
Yeah. It's just it's kind of a crazy thing to think about. And I think RFK, he's going to be put into power here in I think over the next 2 weeks.
Did you see the shit about the vote?
No. What happened with that?
I don't know if they're doing it for him also, but Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay.
They're going to do a behind closed door vote, so you don't know who voted for and against her.
Whoa.
And then also the same thing I think is true for RFK. I have to confirm on that, but I'm like, no, all this needs to be on open floor, man.
Oh my God. Veteran Crypto also dropped in the chat. Apparently there's if you hold arrow or use base, which I do both. I fit both.
I have a good amount of arrows. So what do we have to do? Unfortunately, I have it on Coinbase. Do I need to move it to a wallet?
Yeah, we got to go to Venice.ai/token and then see if we got an airdrop, apparently. But I did buy VVV today. So I picked up some VVV. I just had to do it. Now, there's my dinosaur. Thank you for giving the dinosaur
feeding the pets.
Food. Yeah, I was going to bring my dog into the show today, and he was such a twit. When it was time to go, I was like, come on, Hoover. and he gets up on he gets on his back and just looks at me with like his eyes crossed, like smiling, like and I'm just like, you're staying.
By the way, why does Jeff look like he's doing karate?
Jeff? Who's Jeff? Oh yeah, Jeff. Yeah, he does, huh? Can't we see? We'll get up the shot. That's actually kind of weird. He looks like he's alive.
He's like, oh, Kumate.
Yeah. We'll make sure. Look, he's got the karate hands going on. Now, I did buy VVV. We see some movements of token buying that are pretty interesting here from World Liberty Fi as well. So a pretty big addition to their portfolio happened overnight. So here's their portfolio. This is on Arkham Intelligence, the platform. Biggest holding ETH. Second holding is wrapped Bitcoin, then staked ETH, ST ETH, and then stablecoins. And we got Tron, Chainlink, Aave, Athena, and then this newbie, Move. It looks like a large purchase happened with Move. They're holding 2.3 million tokens now at a valuation of about $2 million. Currently, the price of Move at 84 cents, but it is up 17 cents on the day. And we got some more to look into on this movement. This is from AI XBT, dropping us the lifetime alpha. Now, he's getting big. What? Are you talking about Jeff? Talking about Jeff? I think he's talking about Jeff. He's getting big. Shot was a little low. Hoover's getting pretty big too, and he still is thinking that he's a lapdog.
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
That's my mistake.
Yeah.
Now Hoover is just gonna be a lapdog forever. He keeps growing. And I think Roomba, my Cane Corso, is still growing too. That dog is like, I think he's around like 120 pounds. And he gets on my lap and acts like, some kind of baby still. Now, 10 minutes after the Trump fund bought the Move token, news dropped about Move discussions with Musk's Doge team on a blockchain government efficiency. The timing of this does raise some questions, right? And we see a lot of, vying for, which blockchain could potentially be utilized to track government spending on the blockchain, this would be nuts if this does happen. But there is a lot of vying for pick me, for which blockchain is going to be, utilized to track government spending. And
can you imagine if it was DAG, since they already have government contracts and they have near no fee transactions?
What if, right?
Dude, there's a lot of what ifs, though.
I mean, so you have DAG. I think Chainlink is even in on this discussion. Doge.
Charles Hoskinson's met with him a few times.
Right. And, one of the founding members of Doge put out that he was like, he was unemployed. Elon Musk responded, hey, how about the Department of Government Efficiency?
You could go from Doge to Doge.
Yeah, but then the guy deleted the tweet. So I think he's like maybe an anti-Trumper, So I don't think that's a possibility at this point. Corey wants a replacement for his BitBoy hoodie to just a basic Hit Network hoodie because obviously we're cooler.
Obviously.
I think we should actually do. I think we should. I don't want those floating around.
They're
have to get a video of it being burnt, though.
Yes. Right? If you send a video of you burning your bit, no, we're gonna burn it. Let us burn it, okay?
It doesn't need to be burned. You can let bygones be bygones, and it's still a moment in time.
I have a ban button. I will ban you now. Please,
dude. You didn't see the new ban button that we've implemented?
What band
we're waiting for the right.
Is it One Direction or what band?
Okay.
You're making me mad.
My God. Now they're asking, what is a Cane Corso? Yes, it's a Cane Corso. He's a good dog. So we see a lot of vying for which of these blockchains is going to be utilized for government spending. Honestly, whichever project is chosen is going to print a God candle from that. People are going to speculate like that. Sun is never coming up again tomorrow. If that does indeed happen, it's probably going to happen with one of these. It's just very, very hard to know which one's going to be chosen. Now, this is crazy. And speaking of being chosen, ONDO Finance put out this morning. We are bridging OUSG, the stablecoin behind ONDO Finance for their treasuries side, to the XRP ledger with Ripple OUSG. It's an institutional grade product backed by tokenized U.S. treasuries and BlackRock's Biddle Fund, representing a natural fit for the blockchain purpose-built of institutional adoption. You can see more here on how ONDO and Ripple are powering institutional grade finance on chain. This is posted into their blog. Don't want to get too into the weeds with this, but this actually is looking like a partnership being released for XRP and ONDO. And it goes in what I started the show off with. Now that we've gotten this nod of regulatory clarity, the blue balling of a lot of these ISO and RWA projects is going to come to an end, right? Even XRP has a strong potential to double what is already a $200 billion market cap. That's talking about XRP making it to like $300 to $400 billion. That's a big, big move. All right, Sack Nasty's getting banned.
Sack Nasty's getting banned. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. You're being put in timeout, and with that being said,
You are banned.
Boom. There it is. You
You're
couldn't
banned.
hear it there, but the sound effects on that just, that's me and some of me and Isaac's finer work here in the world.
Indeed.
Now, looking further into this, AIXBT dropping extra alpha on the situation, institutional money entering crypto through the back door. Ripple X ONDO, Ripple and partnership with ONDO, bringing BlackRock Treasury products to the XRP ledger with this.
They could call it the Uranus Swap.
The Uranus Swap through the back door, 24/7 minting unlocked. So pretty cool to see, honestly. Yeah, that is going to be a button that's just going to keep.
Indeed.
The chat loves it.
I know, they love it. That means it's going to come again very soon.
Now, many more will be banned in the future. Don't you worry. Our country is dealing with an egg shortage right now. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not.
I like how this show flopped because this is real world assets. I was selling eggs for XRP, right? Like all these people always come complain to me like, Drew, you're so bearish on XRP. I'm just realistic about the price expectation of the market cap. Honestly, like that's it. And I was selling eggs for XRP during the last, kind of shortage. And I have eggs, right? So I'm kind of like an elite person now in society because now that we see this, our country is dealing with an egg shortage and soaring cost because bureaucrats forced millions of healthy chickens to be slaughtered. They claimed the slaughter of millions of healthy chickens would stop the spread of bird flu. And they've been warning about this for years. None of this is accidental. This is the Associated Press, owned by Soros. Egg prices soaring. Don't expect that to change anytime soon. Well, let's look at why. Why is there an egg shortage? Because the feds are paying millions of dollars to destroy the damn chickens. So here is a rundown of all the money that the feds spent of your fucking tax dollars. So they take your money and use it to extort your egg producers.
So we're paying to have the chickens destroyed and then paying more for the eggs because there's no chicken.
100%.
Talks about racketeering, if you ask me.
Literally, I am deserving of a full refund on my tax dollars. Like, think about the process that goes on here. They take your money through the threat of violence of taxes. They utilize that money to airdrop to Ukraine to make sure that your son has a strong chance in having to fight World War III on their behalf. And they utilize your money to extort organizations and pay them off to kill the chickens, thus increasing egg prices for you to be able to purchase and feed your kids with. What a system. Brianna's looking at me like I see like the lights are going off, like I'm flipping switches right now. Jenny O Turkey Store was paid $74.8 million in Minnesota. Rembrandt Enterprises was paid $27 million in Iowa. Sunrise, another $25 million in Iowa. MG Waldbaum, $25 million in Minnesota. Dyson Foods down there in Arkansas, $24 million. Just a little bit.
Wait a
Opal
minute.
eggs.
Why is there a company called Select?
You know why.
Talk about,
Yeah. It's so insane. Cold Springs Egg Farms, just tens of millions of dollars in our tax dollars going to basically force these organizations with a paycheck to murder mass amounts of chickens, all on the worry of bird flu. So,
Best name on there. Go back.
what's that?
Best name on there. Rustic Acres Hutarian Brethren.
Hutarian, that's a good name. Rustic Acres Hutarian.
That must be like
Brethren.
it must be like it's Amish.
Well, it's South Dakota. South Dakota, you know what I mean? That's a lot of my family's from Fargo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they don't have to have fences out there because it's so cold, no one will ever leave their home because they will die. New to the channel and never dealt with crypto. Where do I learn what I need to know and where to get started? I'm 50-year-old fossil looking to get started. Jiggle nuts. Glad to have you, baby. Glad to have you. Now, the first place to go, like obviously you found a way to be so pissed off with inflation, so pissed off with the Ponzi scheme of the fiat dollar that you decided to look into magic internet money, right? Now, a great place to start, I have pinned at our show here videos, and you go to, I think it's how to buy crypto.
How to buy crypto through 2bit.
Yeah, how to buy crypto through 2bit. This is
should be the pinned video when you pull up.
It is, but we're logged in as
there you go.
As that. So it's this video, how to actually buy it, but what to buy. And obviously I'm no financial advisor yet. I am planning to go actually get that accreditation. But if you're new to crypto, like I was at a point, started with Bitcoin. Started with the basic gold Bitcoin. Now, as you look into the other things, that's going to be great, but you got to make sure to have a good base level. If you're new into crypto and you're just getting acquainted, Bitcoin is the least volatile and the most sure of all of these magic internet tokens that we're looking at. And then you're going to get more and more black pilled as you go into it, and you're going to see some random tokens you accidentally bought to 100x, and then you'll be addicted to meme coins and altcoins next cycle, right? And that's how the progression of life works here. So, but welcome to the channel and happy to have you. Was it Jiggle Nuts?
Jiggle Nuts.
What a name,
dude!
Incredible.
Instant mod.
Jiggle Nuts is our new favorite. Also, I gotta get Arculus because another channel favorite, Elevator Man, he's got some issues with some funds. He might have chosen the wrong accounts to send to or something like that. But if you are supporting the basement, you're buying an Arculus cold storage wallet, you get along with that. The live non-AI version of Drew, that is your customer service representative, apparently. And I make sure to get some answers.
Indeed.
So if you want to get a cold storage wallet, that's a great start. Jiggle Nuts. Make sure to keep your crypto off of exchanges. Jiggle Nuts has an OnlyFans.
Do you want to be next?
Oh my! Banned.
It's only fiat.
Banned. We're doing.
You are banned.
Boom. Whoever said that, you're good. You're going to timeout. Now, this is essentially how I feel right now. People who have their own chickens right now, looking down on the plebs as they sit there paying $15 for a dozen after the government used your tax dollars to make them more expensive for you for years on end. So there you go. Now, next set of stories. ONDO with this ONDO Maxi not telling you, talking about Plume. Coin is Plume. He's talking about real Shopify and RWAs. And here's a couple reasons why, not telling you loves Plume. And obviously we've talked about it for a long time before it launched. I know Veteran is loving it. Blockchain Report, a friend of the channel, Jeff over there is loving it. They just launched last week, so they're very under the radar, just like when this dude gave you ONDO. I think he gave people a call out on ONDO pretty early as well. Like we were about it at about 38 cents, which is a while back, but I know not telling you talked about it very early. Brevin Howard, Galaxy Digital, and Han Ventures all just led Series A rounds, helping Plume raise $20 million. The same Series A round as ONDO. Okay, so this is the same starting points that ONDO found, Lightspeed Ventures, Hashkey, and more. Absolute top tier VCs. Where is Plume in terms of price? Now, is it time to buy Plume? I feel underexposed not having any yet. And I hate when this happens because I'll talk about something that I know is great and then I don't buy it and then I can't sleep at night, right?
Fair.
Stare at the ceiling. Then my wife realizes that I'm breathing too heavy and she can't sleep either. And then it's all my fault.
What does Plume do?
So Plume, it is a real world asset plugged into kind of the Shopify realm. It's, if you look into this, tokenized real world assets distributed globally, but it's got a pretty specific use case. Let's go into here. So it's got a bunch of different stuff. Real world on chain through the Plume chain to go to the ecosystem. It's obviously partnered up with ONDO, but I do believe it's talked about being utilized in RWA Fi. This is what I liked, all these different little native asset managers. And it's got basically an organization of, I've seen like Lido for RWAs, and it's even got this barrel hub, which is for rare, prestigious spirits and wines. So you can have a bunch of like actual products in the world represented on chain. And instead of like a vaporware metaverse type thing, which we saw pump last cycle, I think that as people realize that real world assets are a more tangible reality, then we're going to see these subsects of like barrel here with these digitized prestigious spirits.
It's like polytrade.
Kind of, right? Kind of. It wasn't, are you talking about Polytrade, the AI agent?
No, there's Polytrader, and then there's Polytrade, which is a RWA marketplace on Polygon. Pull it up. Look at it.
Dude, Polygon stuff makes me sad, though.
Me too. I actually had it for a short period of time, and I was like, this isn't where the narrative, but it's essentially the exact same thing. Everything from rare spirits to tradable.
Yeah, it's like the Polygon's ecosystem.
Like RWA marketplace.
Dead. I feel bad for everyone that's like sitting there stuck in Polygon.
Yeah.
I do. Polytrade. Is this the one?
Yep.
Okay.
Go to their website. Watch.
It's mainly on, I mean, this is a good highlight. It's mainly on Base, but it is on
go to their website.
Polygon Scan. Ugh.
It's literally almost the same thing.
So what kind of made you get out of this thing? It's just because the Polygon narrative was gone, or why?
I got into it, on a recommendation from a friend me looking into it. And then I had, I don't know, 25 tokens or something in my shared altcoin portfolio I've shared with my community. And over the last 2 months, I've kind of been narrowing down into deep focus on where I think interest is going to be on chain.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of consolidating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've got like 9 tokens now.
That makes sense. And honestly, like I was in Polygon. Polygon was one of my best plays last cycle. I just didn't feel like the narrative was there anymore. And I think Laserface nailed it. Base killed Polygon. Base sucked all the narrative out of the room when it came to like the layer 2 on Ethereum, because you see it's like
it also rebranded in the middle of all that too. Yeah.
Right.
Matic to Pole.
Yeah.
Like
stuck in Polytrade since November 2023. Jeez, RustyBot has a lot of different projects.
Yeah, that's true.
Been stuck there though for a while. Oh. All right, let's look at we got to see if there's an escape realm for him here. Care about my peeps.
That's a good point. Somebody just said egg reserve, but is there an egg?
Dude.
Is there an egg meme coin?
All right, we're going to Dex Screener, but after this. After this. So he got in Polytrade very, very early, bought it right at release. I don't think you're too underwater because it released right at about $1, like 96 cents. So I think you're going to get at least your money back. But the moment I did, if I were in this, see my money back from that original time frame, I'd be kind of moving on. So Dex Screener, we got to go to Dex Screener. Honestly, I was looking to see if that lady Danka, who thought it was just so discriminatory. I was looking for a meme coin for Danka.
Oh, the fat chick. Yeah.
God damn it, Isaac.
Dude,
I knew you were going to be difficult to contain.
Exactly.
On
this is a very difficult thing for
Okay.
me not to call someone a tussie.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to see if egg is on chain yet. Let's see here. It's just spinning. It's going to do this. Oh yeah, just an egg. Up 32%. Look at that. The narrative happens. $940,000 market cap. Wow. 9 months old. It probably pumped to the moon, then rugged, and then all the psychopaths that still held it probably had a good time. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Exactly. This is what happens. It runs to a, $40 million market cap. Everyone's like, wow, it's the new greatest, best thing, right? Then it rugs, and then the psychopaths are like, there's going to be an egg shortage. Then they buy it while it's like in hell. And every time like the bird flu gets announced and an egg shortage, boom. Right. And this, can be a chaotic little play. Like that move right there is 225%.
How easy was it to get in and out? If you had a $10,000 position, you probably wouldn't have been out.
Look at the liquidity. It's pretty deep. It's half the market cap. The liquidity is. So it's actually pretty good. Another one that comes to mind is BJ's Prem gem here, which may never pump again. But this is crazy. Look at Slurf. This is the dev that accidentally burned his entire bag worth like $70 million. So this meme coin, by all narrative sense, is dead, right? Look at the chart. Wow.
And it went up over 600 million.
It did. It was on its way to $1 billion market cap, like right out of the gates. But look what the dev did. The dev accidentally burned his entire bag, which locked $71 million in liquidity into this token. And its market cap is at $76 million of liquidity. So there's actually plenty of stuff to sell into on this token, but it's still asleep, right? Like this is something, and you have to have a certain level of tism going on to buy something like this, for sure. Or, a little bit of self-hate going on.
Yeah.
But this is where legends can be made. I mean, honestly, like...
Did we see if that girl has a meme?
Let's see here. I don't think she does. I mean, I checked this morning and I didn't see one. Token? Dankest. No Danky. Fuka? Is that how you...
Fupa?
Fupa? How do you spell that? Okay. Fupa. Okay. God damn it. Fupa. No Fupa token either.
How is there not a Fupa token?
There's Hawk Fupa.
Hawk Fupa, yeah. No Fupa.
Dude, you could do a Fupa with just like a big
Fatussi.
Why are we giving the chat these kind of ideas? You know how easy it is to release a meme token at this point in the game? Right? It's real easy. Probably the best way to do a meme coin is to launch one that is ahead of what's going to be talked about, that is going to be talked about. And then you don't say a word about it. People see this ridiculous picture. And you know what? Crazy things can happen. Drew, are you selling all of your Ondo and DAG at the top of the bull run? Absolutely, I am. 100%.
Out!
I am not holding any of my tokens into the bear of 2026. In fact, I'm going to be selling everything into Bitcoin and real estate. There is no way in hell that someone is going to convince me to diamond hand, DAG, Ondo, or Chainlink into the bear market of 2026 and 2027. Not a chance in hell. Deport coin. This is another idea I had. Fluffy the Sheep, you're reading my mind. Let's look at if there's a deport coin. I think it better be Tom Homan. If they didn't have Tom Homan as the ticker, there it is. Look at that. Look at that. They chose the right picture for it and everything. This is incredible. And look at the pump. Look at the pump. The news happens. Boom. Look at this. And the psychos that knew deportations were happening on a mass scale, buying all this, right? Holding the line at $100,000. And then boom. You see this thing run to, what is it, $8 million. Now it's sold off. It's at 400K. Honestly, pretty good liquidity on this.
You know what's crazy about this?
What?
Anybody that hates Trump and they think the deportations are bad, that token itself, deport coin, would probably pump to the moon if Obama was in office, since he deported so many more people. But Trump's the bad guy for doing it.
Well, no, deport coin is going to have more media, right? Because the media really didn't cover much of Obama's movement. Even though statistically Obama was doing tons of deportations, the media, you have to think about what is the media going to hammer. And then, you can kind of think ahead. Okay, and if you see a token that's got like the perfect name for the narrative to come, it's got reasonable liquidity for you to actually be able to take profits out of, might be a thing to think about. So, all right, we covered Plume. Now this is DAG. We're covering DAG. Due diligence was passed years ago for DAG. 2022, Rosetta integration was completed. Coinbase and Coinbase Exchange, what is your reasoning for not listing DAG? This is a very, very good question.
Very good question.
And this is reposting what Benjamin Jorgensen said. So Constellation passes due diligence with Coinbase, but Coinbase puts it on ice for 3 years. See, the gift keeps ice, right? Ice on Solana.
Did you see Constellation DAG also has they've had a partnership with Panasonic.
Yes.
But is that your next story?
Yeah, we have it. We have it. Panasonic will be deploying their Layer 1 blockchain built on top of Constellation DAG. Breaking news, Trump apparently will not be deporting thick Latinas. according to Dion Gregg, unconfirmed, big if true. Now, what makes this significant if Panasonic isn't just a partner, they're a stakeholder in the network of Constellation and will be part of the Hypergraph ecosystem. Delegate staking will be going live Q1 alongside the decentralized exchange. Delegate staking will be an opportunity for people to participate, providing bandwidth for businesses like Panasonic. And something else is this is the moment for DePIN to go ballistic. A lot of people have been buying these DePIN projects knowing that AI infrastructure is being built to additionally bolster the real application of decentralized physical infrastructure, right? So we know that decentralized physical infrastructure products are coming, and they're going to be handled on a blockchain through an AI system, right? It's all of these different pieces of technology that will come together. But the moment that we see Panasonic, and now we already see Sony with their Sonium blockchain, all of it is right in front of us. It's just a matter of having belief and conviction that it's going to happen over the next year, or at least be talked about on a national scale. I do believe this Panasonic announcement will come at some point in 2025, and when it does, just hold on to your seats because DePIN will go ballistic when it happens. Now, SWI, the users on SWI will soon be able to perform internetless transactions via text message. So this is pretty cool to see. Even without an internet connection, they're going to be able to send transactions on SWI through text message. Just more integrations for crypto that I like seeing. Now this, Nick sent me just this post last night. Nick, everyone knows Nick. Mike Lee posted this. Nick was like, Drew, is it our time? Elon Musk reposted this after we were talking about this in our messages.
Mm.
We're going to dive deep into what Elon Musk is talking about here because this is so incredible for Americana at large. Brian Armstrong has been an ass ever since he fed Elon and Doge an hour before he hosted SNL. Sucks. You know, he seems like he's picking and choosing losers and winners. He posted VVV pretty quick. Hold on, I got to take a bite. I had to do it. All right. Proof of pizza. Now, what are letters of marque and reprisal? And how could they be used to weaken drug cartels? Let's have a read. Let's dig in. Now, letters of marque and reprisal are government-issued commissions that authorize private citizens or privateers to perform acts that would otherwise be considered piracy, like attacking enemy ships during wartime. Privateers are rewarded with a cut of the loot that they bring home. Okay? Now, legal basis in the United States, the U.S. Constitution authorizes these commissions in Article 1, Section 8, giving Congress the power to grant letters of marque and reprisal. While Congress hasn't issued one in over a century, the authority to do so still exists. Okay? Modern context. We're talking about the historical backdrop of what this marque and reprisal means and how it was created, right? For piracy and, a lot of maritime operations. Modern context, Mexican drug cartels. Using letters of marque could be a novel but effective response to the unique threat posed by drug cartels, especially in response to threats by the cartels to target U.S. planes returning illegal immigrants to their countries of origin, which, as we saw this morning, many flights based out of the United States had to actually go around the entire area of Mexico because now there's cartel threats of shooting down American airliners, right? So this is actually a very tangible problem now. Cartels are pissed, and they see the special operators potentially gearing up to go murder them in the middle of their sleep for the things that they've been doing for the last 2 decades. Things are getting real.
They're going to cut into the bottom line of JP Morgan Chase.
That's the goal here, baby. Now, how could they be applied? Authorization. Congress could issue letters of marque and reprisal authorizing private security firms or specially trained civilians to intercept cartel operations, particularly those involving drug shipments and human trafficking across the borders.
How would this be different, though, from stuff that we already have? Blackwater.
Well, so those, you're talking about Blackwater and like the BlackRock owned Blackwater. And Blackwater got the contract to basically extend or expand the war.
It's like corporate mercenaries.
Yeah.
So, but how would that be much different than using this?
It makes it more official, and it incentivizes a lot more of the actual citizens of the U.S., not just the retired military that wanted to keep it going, so they became contractors with Blackwater.
Can you imagine the guy like driving his little dinghy from Louisiana down there? Like, I'm gonna get him.
Oh my God! So
stick him, Cletus.
The target of this to focus on disrupting supply lines, capturing high value targets, or seizing assets like boats, vehicles, cash, gold, or equipment used in the criminal activities. They have a lot of nice gold guns. They have a lot of nice gold guns down there. So the advantage is flexibility. You get private entities operating with more agility than the government, adapting quickly with the tactics of the cartels, and the cost would reduce the financial burden of the taxpayers as privateers only receive a cut of what they recover and return to the U.S. So this is something to think about. Elon Musk reposting this, his job being the Department of Government Efficiency and lowering expenditures of the government while also figuring out a way to tackle the crisis at the border, do it on the cheap, allow your citizens to go run amok down south, don't charge anything to the Department of Defense to do so. I mean, you're killing a lot of birds with one stone here. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, Congress, you got the power to make this a reality. You know where your boys are. Just give the shout. Make it legal. Give us that right. Now, we do have some Decepticons being forced out of the military. It looks like Trans-Minnesota State Representative Leah Fink saying that Trump banning Decepticon service members will only make our military less ready.
What is she talking about?
Kelly, you talked a little bit about this on the morning, on our morning download. And I don't want to get you banned, like gigabanned, right? But you served in the military. Did you have a bunch of Decepticons in your crew at the time? Zero, right? So none.
It's only post 20.
So why do you think it is that the media decides to make a big deal about this? Is it now that we have a much larger amount of Decepticons in the military and they need to talk about it more now? Is it more of a risk? Or
I don't think it would. I don't think here's it. I think if zero were in tomorrow, I think it would have a net impact of 0%.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't reduce any bit of readiness. If anything, it reduces readiness having that in there because of the careful consideration you have to make on every single thing.
Well, and look what they get to do when they're in and they're doing their process of deceiving the world on who they are. It can take a minimum of 12 months for an individual to complete the treatments after transition surgery.
AKA non-deployable, AKA not functional, AKA you're not actually a positive impact on the service that you're in.
And taxpayer funded, right?
Fucking nonsense.
It's so crazy. So, which often involves use of heavy narcotics. So that's great. Yeah, honestly, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Now, Trump might not be joking when it comes to abolishing income tax.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
Fuck, we are so bad.
Can we just say real quick, though,
we're going to say a few things about
how impressive. It's a tangent here.
Yeah.
How impressive it is. The number and the hours spent. Maybe there's a little narcissism. That's fine. The hours spent talking to the press since Monday last week.
Oh, incredible.
It's
right?
probably eclipsed what Biden did in at least 2 years.
Well, and the reporters are already exhausted because they're not used to their president like interacting with them like this. You know what I mean? Like they're used to, like Trump was talking about it on podium yesterday. He's like, a foreign country would call in. They would ask for President Biden. It'd say, call back in 2 months. He'll call you in 2 months. 2 months passed, no call. Right? No call. No communication. Trump.
And then I say, they're on the phone. Let's talk right now.
I know. Yeah. And there's a degree of reality to this. And honestly, reporters are exhausted from having to cover the amount of executive orders that Trump is doing, the amount of press releases he's doing. He is going to run the media ragged during his election. But there's some things that he's hinting at here that we need to touch on. He is hinting, someone said it in the chat too, you're reading my mind, at the formation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, which essentially is designed to keep us poor here in the United States, a private organization labeled the Federal Reserve that gets to control essentially the government. They control the money printer and thus the levers within it. But he's also hinting at 1870. Now, the United States was the United States. It was just that. It was a United States of different states that all came together, became united, supported each other, and created the greatest nation on the planet. But in 1870, we sold into becoming a corporation of the United States to the British Crown interests and some Rothschild name that everyone knows, but I can't say the direct name because then YouTube literally takes our video down from visibility. The government sold us out to corporate interests in 1870 in a very tangible way, and then designed a private organization called the Federal Reserve in 1913 to control the money printer there within.
That's when we started doing income tax too, isn't it?
Sure is. Sure is. And Trump is essentially saying we're going to go back to pre-1870 design of financial intention for the United States. I am so excited about this. And honestly,
somebody did say, and they are right, this probably would drive costs of things up in some regard. Yes, it would. However, you would have more money in your pocket and you could limit how much of that is affecting you by, if you want to consume a ton, then you're contributing to taxes, right? Through the cost of those goods being higher. But if you're a low consumer, then you just have all that extra money in your pocket.
Yeah. And, you know, Josh even said something very reasonable, I thought, on the morning show. It's like, think about, we don't have airdrops coming of funny money here in the current bull market like we got in 2020. Everyone got like $1,200, $2,400.
But this is a corporate cycle. This is a big money cycle. This is the VC cycle, man.
But on top of that, if they didn't have any income tax, that's way more than $1,200 a year.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? That's tens of thousands of dollars more per year if we don't have an income tax on the people here in the United States. So just keep that in mind. People are going to speculate hard, regardless of what happens, even if they don't get their airdrops or the income tax cut away. But if they do indeed see an income tax cut away with, that is going to open up a ton of money. Now, everyone remembers those 87,000 IRS agents that were being hired. Here's just a highlight of these agents on their first day going in for firearms training. Every one of these dweebs heading in for, it seems like, and it kind of feels like their first time holding a gun. These are the people that the Biden administration was trying to organize to come door to door and collect their money so they could airdrop it to Ukraine to make sure that our sons have to fight in World War III. And a quick reminder on where our money had went to. Now, I do
armed forces to take your money.
Armed forces. And say it's peaceful. It's by choice that you pay in the United States. These assholes would shoot you in the face in a moment's notice if they could, over you not paying taxes to the modern crown so that they could send it to Zelensky. Now, I do hope that Trump sends these quits to the border, because that would be actually a pretty good use of their employment. Then they could quit if they didn't want to go, or after they go and they realize they're pussies. And then we don't owe them any sort of contractual obligation after that, right? So I do hope that he pulls that off. And we also saw this. Google Maps has announced that it is officially updating its platform to reflect the changes introduced by President Trump, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Can I say something about this?
Yeah.
I see people arguing about this all the time. It's like, why could they do that? Mexico. We live in North America. Mexico is Central America. South America is below that. This entire area is called the Americas. America is actually a continent. We live in the United States of that a continent, which is America. So technically speaking, having it be the Gulf of America is actually way more accurate. It's not some sort of posturing. It probably changes some of the ability for legality for drill baby drill because the law is written against the Gulf of Mexico.
There's a lot of money there,
but
bro.
America, this is all Mexico and the United States. That this is the Gulf of America.
Yeah. And there's $51 trillion in assets that you can drill in the Gulf of America, right? So seeing our tankers and our operations kind of shut down by Biden over the last few years have been very aggravating with the amount of money that we need to come up with, get ourselves out of this problematic debt situation. We're sitting on tens of trillions of dollars in raw materials that Europe is going to need because we've shut off a lot of their access to the Russian oil, right? So we need to produce to send our oil not only to America, but to Europe, right? To all the other locations. So you see that happening. I'm just going to make a quick note so we know what's happening. Microsoft is in talks to acquire TikTok. There's all kinds of big organizations interested in acquiring TikTok. We'll see if the CCP lets go. Also, Ron from this is the other basement channel. Ron from Unicorn Fart Dust might have rugged his community. Got his wallet drained. Crypto community created a token, sent him 50% of the supply. And now this, I'm not going to blame him for.
Well, this was almost like a crypto created as a GoFundMe.
Yes.
This was created so he could rug it. So if you...
Justice for Ron.
Yeah.
Right? He clipped it for $100,000. Then the whole community who tried to support him is up in arms. It's kind of crazy to see these meme coin communities get mad at people rugging something that was created for their justice, right? Like, what did you create the meme coin for to begin with? But you go into this a little bit further here. Drainers hit all SPL tokens in one swoop. Unicorn Fart Dust dev wallet was manually done, making a fresh wallet on Phantom and manually transferring from one wallet to the next. Imagine a drainer allowing their victim the time to be notified and transfer to a safe Solana wallet. Either it's Basement Ron or he gave someone his phone, they stole his private keys and manually transferred it out of the dev wallet, right? So this is where things can get a little bit sketchy here. I hope that the allegations are untrue because it's another basement community. He literally calls his people the basement. I think he doesn't call them dwellers. He might call them dwellers. I don't know. But they're definitely another basement show, so I don't want to see it happen. And shout out to CoinCheck. I forgot to say thank you for providing a membership.
And XRP too.
XRP too. What great people. Part of the community. Now, I hope to see that this is FUD and that Ron didn't do that to his peeps, but time will tell. Now, we did see Mexican cartels got in a shootout with Border Patrol yesterday as a group of illegal aliens were being brought across the river. So things are heating up down in Fronton, Texas at the border. And ICE officials have officially announced a record-breaking day yesterday of over 1,179 arrests.
And these are all kids and like very innocent people and people that have no criminal records, right? So this is so bad, right? We should be mad.
These are murderers and rapists.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And this is like proven, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and that's the whole emotional thing. Like, they're not letting the babies stay in America and all. So it's like all the deportations that have happened, the thousands that have happened so far, they are all like rapists and murderers, right? Like proven really bad guys. So we did break a record yesterday. So nearly 1,200 arrests yesterday, marking a significant milestone during President Trump's second term. This morning, we don't have all the video yet, but what's going on here in New York City is a record amount of cooperation between the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, all of these three-letter agencies and their door kickers got together in New York City, and now we're probably going to break this 1,200 arrest record today at the end of today when they report how many people they're pulling out of New York City.
And did you notice last week also?
Yeah.
It was the first time in 30 years it was the longest streak they'd ever had, 5 days in New York City without a shooting.
Yeah. And nice to see, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And why could that be? It's random, right? Or is there a new sheriff in town?
And Mayor Adams has been kind of trying to become a little bit more based. Like Mayor Adams was a Republican at one point. And then he saw the tide shifting, and he's starting to lean in and be like, hey, I'm cool too, guys.
Yeah, they arrested, somebody said they had a big bust in Colorado. Yes. And in the Bronx, they arrested the head of the Tren de Agua or whatever it's called. The guy, they arrested him in the Bronx.
The guy that was organizing the Aurora,
the
Colorado
apartment takeovers,
Tren de Agua, they arrested him in New York, right? These aren't guys that just kind of stay local. And also, my mom's in law enforcement. She's highlighting there is some shit going down in Colorado. They are now given the green light.
There was a protest in Colorado too with Tren de Agua, whatever it's called, about why are you arresting our people? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're literally taking over apartment complexes and threatening people. It's like, of course.
I mean, it's 2025, man. What do you expect? Now, Crypto Alpha bringing in the Trump pump. Are you ready? I'm ready for the Trump pump. Just one highlight, that Trump meme coins actually did pretty good. It's up 9% today. So I'm holding this bag, liking the bag for sure. But I got in very early, got in at $6. I don't feel like buying more, but I will not be surprised if this is the first 3-digit meme coin. Let's keep going. So Grey Grease, great resource for extreme conspiracy theories. That is apparently bullish on HBAR. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there. And what the final thing, Baby Snake. So Baby Snake token, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to follow it. It doesn't look like a terrible graph. And apparently you can store your crypto in this cute little plushie. So I like me my snack. I got to lock the Baby Snack. And I'm going to check it out. So you know what? We covered a lot of ground today. Isaac's about ready to die.
Yeah, I'm about to fucking explode.
Yeah, so Kelly, thank you very much for joining me on the show today.
Pizza!
It was delicious. It was great. Talked about FUPAs and magic internet money and the creation of the Federal Reserve and the American sellout to corporations in 1870.
And the need to completely restructure and refit the vehicles for one specific person that vehicle.
Yep. We basically touched everything that we needed to touch today. So I appreciate every single one of you out in the chat. Love it to sheep, Bad Fox, 3 King, Taco, Dion Greg, Papa Gooth, NoobTube, Jiggle Nuts, wonderful name, Stacy Lewis, Flex to North, Mr. Mark, Alden, and Steve Crypto, and Mr. Techno Goody, and C90FDW, and Bad Fox. I love and appreciate all of you. Coins Chick, yes, we said FUPAs. And we are seeing you tomorrow with more alpha. Until then, take care.